Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the 1958 Panhead. First thing we got to do, I'm just going to remove the motor, transmission. We're going to be mounting the tank today, and we'll see how far we can get. I'm going to be cutting these tabs here, cutting the neck, shaving everything off. I have a couple of things that I want to clean up too on the frame. And then we'll be drilling some holes here, welding some nuts right in the top of the neck and the bottom. That way we can just bolt down the tank, and we'll see where it gets from there. Parts are starting to come in. I have the Springer tires, a couple things like axles, the neck for the triple tree. I have some bars coming in. So yeah, all the parts are starting to come in so we can get moving on this. So let's set you down and start taking the motor out. All right, the bottom tabs are all cut down. Now let's cut the top neck here, and let's put a new blade on this because so you can see this is almost snapped in half. All right, it's all cut down. Now I just gotta grind this down a little bit, clean this up right here, and probably take a little bit from the side here so the tank will sit flush. All right, frame is all trimmed out and the tank fits perfectly. Nice and flush here, nice and flush here. Now the next step, I'm going to drill a hole right in the center and here and the top. And then after that, we'll mark the frame, drill the frame, and we'll weld the nut. All right, guys, it's actually a few days later. So I did not end up drilling the holes in the tank, and I did not drill the frame yet. And that's because I need to mount the front end first and the bars in order to kind of see exactly where I want the tank. After I started thinking about it, if I mounted the tank and then I put the bars and the front end and it just looked off, it just would have made no sense. So next step, I actually had to wait for a few parts to ship, but I was waiting on this piece right here, and this is the top nut for the front end. So that way we can mount the front end, mount the bars, and see how everything will fit. But the only issue with this is I'm gonna be running bearings instead of running the little round balls that usually the older Harleys ran. And the first thing we have to do is cut this down. So let's put it down on the lathe, cut this down, and we'll start mounting everything. All right, it's all cut down. As you can see, there was a big bump here and now it's pretty much flat. So I have the bearing here, and once you put it like that, it sits nice and flush. So now let's get the front end and put it on. All right, front end is all installed. I have the risers in, the bars. Having a little issue here. I think the bars might be too narrowed because I can't get these tightened. I'm sure I could if I really tried, but I just didn't want to scratch it at the moment. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. I think the next step, I'm going to mount the rear wheel and the front wheel and kind of make it like a roller. That way we can get the tank mounted and get an idea how it's gonna look. All right, the front end and the front wheel. The front wheel is just temporary there. I'm missing the nut here, and I have to do some type of spacer here because the axle actually doesn't really fit too good on this front end. So I'm either going to have to buy a new axle or make some type of spacer to fit in the hole perfectly. As you can tell, the axle is a lot skinnier than the hole here. Other than that, it's in there. The rear, it's in there. I haven't put all the things in there just because I'm just test fitting it now, and then we'll mount everything good after. But now let's mount the tank and the seat and kind of get an idea where we want this going. All right, the tank is mounted temporarily, and then I have the seat and the fender put on there, kind of get an idea. I'm thinking that's the way it's going to be. I might move the tank down a little bit more. Actually, let's do it now, see what you think. So here's the way it is now, and let's move this down a hair to right there. Or like that. I don't know if you can tell the difference, about an inch lower. I'm honestly liking the other way. Let me put it back. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the winner right there. Alright guys, it's getting late here, so that's going to be it for today. But on the next episode, let's get the tank mounted and we'll start putting the new tire in, fender, and all that. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, see you.